is Ben Sadowski, and I'm with Unite Here Local 5. After the last round of public hearings on the PLDC, the organization was supposed to refine its administrative rules based on public comments. It is now clear that the voices of Hawaii citizens have not been heard, and that the PLDC has no intention of listening to us. That's why we're advocating for a repeal of the law. And maybe that's why this hearing is at 10:30 in the morning, in the middle of the week. Previously, Local 5 testified regarding the need for labor peace provisions, which would protect the state's investment in lodging-related projects. But this has not found its way into the rules. Nor has the PLDC agreed to put restrictions in its own rules against developing agricultural land, despite what the strategic plan states. More than that, there are too many significant loopholes throughout these administrative rules, which could diminish still further the public's already reduced and often ignored input into the future of our state. For instance, in the revised rules, projects no longer have to generate revenue as long as they're self-sustaining. The original, albeit flawed, stated purpose of this bill was for the PLDC to be a way for the state to generate revenue. Under the revised regulation, it can develop our public land without even doing that. This violates the statute, and therefore, the proposed regulation will be invalid if adopted. Two of the early steps of the revised development process are the project application and an initial project proposal. Both of these could be written by the PLDC, which will then decide whether to approve the project. It seems unlikely that the PLDC would reject its own project, even if the public is against it. The PLDC's recent actions have proven that. In fact, the PLDC administrator can decide to waive the initial proposal entirely, which is very problematic. It's possible that the title agency, the owner of whatever land the PLDC wants to develop, could listen to the public and refuse to transfer the land, unless the PLDC buys the land itself, which it will very soon have a budget to do. And then there will be no title agency, and thus no public input there. We've been told that the county can impose conditions on the projects, but by these rules, those can only be related to infrastructure. And their ability to do that comes after the initial project proposal, assuming that the administrator requires one, which he or she may not. It's unclear when or even how the county or anyone else could meaningfully weigh in if this is waived. And then there's the final project proposal. The administrator can waive all sorts of conditions there too, including the final EIS, the status of compliance with HRS 6E, and the development schedule, among other things. I could go on, but I'll leave you with one final point. In the initial draft of the rules, PLDC was required to make optimal use of public land for the economic, environmental, or social benefit of the people of Hawaii. Now, all a project has to do is help a department or agency achieve its goals, which are undefined. In summary, these rules show exactly why the PLDC is bad for Hawaii and why it should be repealed. Short of that, we would need to significantly amend the law before the public can truly be assured that our voices will be heard in any discussion about the future of our state. I pointed out here just a few of the aspects of the revised rules which are very troubling, and these come even after all of the public comment on the initial proposed rules. But ultimately, we feel like this continues to be too problematic and that it should be repealed. But thank you very much.